Meanwhile, PeterBot
no.
back on the move here against 𝐿 Larson. Oh, it's not looking good.
Yeah, and his two teammates are already busy, so 𝐿's not going to get help anytime soon. Ooh. But it doesn't look like he needs it just yet. Over 125 just like that. PeterBot, but still not backing down. Instead of healing, he goes and re-challenges 𝐿. Cold and Ritual are able to clean up the others, and that's a full trio down.
And that's crazy because 𝐿, right? Even with as much game sense as he has, he's like, oh, I even the playing field. I'm good. I can get out of here. Nope. Not against PeterBot. He's still looking to challenge. Being one shot. He's ready to take that reflex trade. Tough one. But you live, you learn.
One well-played shot from 𝐿 would have taken him down. Like, not many other players would have re-challenged in that situation. But you called out 11th place. We saw 13th place over on this side of the map, all congested with more and more teams moving in. Shadow, 𝐒𝐷𝐈, a team that's inside of that consistency bubble. They're able to get their teammate back up, and you see them disengaging towards the north, still in zone, but because they know this is too risky of a situation, because they would kind of have to sit on the sidelines if they got eliminated and watch and hope the points that they've been able to accumulate up until this point, which is only 147, would hold. So I like that idea from them.
I mean, I like what we see developing here. We're watching our 8th place team and our 11th place team somewhat traverse near one another, right? So if they end up clashing, I mean, it's going to be direct standing implications, right? Direct final spots on the line here. Keep a lookout for that one. As we check in with another team that is very much in the conversation right here, 𝐿, 𝐺money, and of course, Bryce. They have continued to look very, very good so far here on the day. Taking down another solo here. It's 𝐿, 𝐴𝐿, and 𝐶R. So 𝐴𝐿 is no longer on the playing field.
𝐿 was able to get in underneath. 𝐶R took some damage, but he's able to kind of converge, backtrack, and this is where it's going to be hard. Even though it is going to be a 3v2, it's almost a risk-reward scenario, sacrificing damage, but they continue to run, beeline it to the other side. They don't even want to stay and try to attempt the fight. So this could be a good chance for them to try to disengage. It's just a matter of 𝐿, 𝐺money, Bryce. Did they split up? Did they take different angles? One from above, one from below, and that's going to be true. 𝐶R did not get the memo. 𝐺money goes over the top to cut him off and not give any exits up.
Yeah, Bryce is just getting mixy on the low ground there, but it seems like they have things under control. Sid tries to skate his way out the side. There's so many exits that you could take here, and look at this. 𝐿 just lurking and walking his way on out to freedom now.
This is the first elimination. 𝐴𝐿 is the first one to kind of go down. Just got boxed up, too separated from the rest of his team. 𝐶R didn't even build. He's just trying to hide, wait for 𝐺money, but wasn't able to really attack hard enough, and 𝐺money just had a whole advantage in terms of HP and shield. Just one shot, really all it took. 𝐿 involved in golden. 177 points. This is a team that when you ask a lot of the community to try to make their predictions, do they get in with a game win? Do they get in for consistency? I think it's almost unanimous. Consistency was going to be the key for their success here today.
Well, let's see how consistent these other trios can be up against the likes of the strongest in the lobby right now. They're getting swarmed up. It's not looking good for 𝐿, Cyclops. If they don't start making a move here, I mean, they're just going to start running out of real estate here shortly. What we saw best was when a team put their back against an indestructible wall and then played different, you know, side angles, if you will. But putting yourself right in the middle, I mean, you're just asking for one of them to find an opportunity, and that's what PeterBot's looking for right now, an opportunity, a chance, but Cold is there to find it. The trade comes out, both sides are punished, and it's all up to PeterBot now, but he evens the score. Now it's up to 𝐾. Can 𝐾 get the shot? Look at this, he slides out the side there, and 𝐾 escapes ever so slightly back to his teammates, but Cold is going to make the call there. He sees w's happening. 𝐾's secured the elimination here, Jacob.
Yeah, Ritual's still down, so there's a chance that PeterBot could go for the revive, try to bait out his teammates. But I think 𝐭𝐧𝐣𝐴 is trying to do that same thing. Go for the res, force PeterBot into him in this situation, and it's going to work. But PeterBot gets the first cleanup on 𝐿𝐼𝐴. That was a knock. Now he's in a 1v1. 2 quick shots, just a sliver of HP remaining, and PeterBot, like a shark in the water, he smells his next victim, and he's ready to take him out, but just a sliver, just 1 HP. He's barely surviving, and you see him backtrack all over to Ritual to deny the Siphon opportunity. 200 IQ out of PeterBot as he now looks to stick the revive.
Yeah, I was going to say, very smart. I mean, he knew that the Siphon could have come through for 𝐿𝐴 there to go ahead and, you know, kind of put him back in the game there, give him a little bit more confidence, but 𝐿𝐴 takes off. He takes the only chance that he gets to take off here, and PeterBot's hunting. He's looking around. He's like, wait a second, you could have gotten that far. And of course, he's going to catch the visual effects, I was going to say, of the heals here, and there's no way you could go. PeterBot's kind of toying with him at this point. There it is. The full finish. I thought he was going to troll and hold him there, but he gave him a little more respect.
Double boxed him. Like, what is, he's just so quick. I would love to have like some sort of like actions per minute test go down on some of these Fortnite players, because PeterBot has to be above and beyond one of the quickest players. But a lot of these fights, you're seeing that mythic Sentinel pup just dealing so much damage. Even pre-piece, again, just impressive. Impressive isn't even the word anymore.
Wait a second here, though. Curve, Tyler, and Shadow with all pressure on them right now. And the pressure being that they can't afford to fall here. They are inside the top 10. They're in the consistency stretch, if you will. But they need to survive. They need an end game. And for some, that's where things get all the more difficult, right? Can you perform under pressure? Of course, they've made their way to several finals in the past through victory royales and, of course, consistency. So just another day in the office, but still, anything can happen. Seen it all go down today, from ambushes to big clutch plays.
Noisy, Creon, and Tony. When we talk about the line of consistency, 141, they are the team in 10th place, 5th on that consistency leaderboard, and they are winning the tiebreaker monster due to just a little bit more eliminations than Josh Causers and Magma just below them on that leaderboard. So it's all about just kind of keeping pace with everybody around you, getting Storm Surge. It's something that you mentioned time and time again. It's like currency for a lot of these players, and you kind of need it to make it past a certain point in this game. And so they're trying to be proactive. Boxed up just outside of Brutal Boxcars. Most of the teams will have to rotate near and around them.
Void just waiting this one out, though. Gonna catch one of them off guard. Now, game 4, there was something similar happened here as well between these teams kind of fighting at the seaport, but Smiley, Max, and Salt did not make it the distance. Ultimately, they were one of the few to go down. Look at this ambush. Talking about teams, you know, waiting for chances. That's exactly why. Just like that, you never know. And a big, big elimination here. Okay, this is a game changer for them right now. Curve, Tyler, and Shadow have now effectively fought their way through, defended their way through 2 big engagements so far. So really and truly, it is not being given to them by any means. They are working for it here in the last game of the evening. Now at 162 points here. Jacob, look at them just continue to work the lobby.
Yeah. Couple of these quick and early eliminations not only helps the point because how close the gap is. I do believe they started at 147. It's helpful for the Storm Surge, which we know is a huge part of this game. 5th zone though, 58 players left in this game. You're seeing how active the lobby is. Multiple players getting taken down, Sniper included, as PeterBot claims yet another player on his list. His 5th elimination so far, barely into this early game. And you see Oracle and Smitty are nearby. That's the duo that is left behind. And as soon as PeterBot heals up and find his way back, good luck to you.
Yeah, watch how it goes down. 160. Again, the damage that this shotgun can output is definitely scaled up. All right, it's the best in the game. It's the best available in the hands of PeterBot. He makes full use of it. Jacob called it best there. Saw it coming.
You know, I see it all the time where players in the same lobby as PeterBot, 𝐿, and 𝐿𝐿, and they're like, you know what, just don't do anything, don't move. Let them deal with the lobby for us. And I think that in Game 5 here, with how aggressive they've been throughout Games 3 and Games 4, that might be a viable strategy. Just sit in your box, sit in your cone. Storm Surge isn't going to be very, very active until maybe Zone 7, 8. And they claim another one. Launch pads are a huge no-no. They're just going from team to team, taking names and checking them off their list.
I'm surprised he didn't just use the kneecapper there to just go ahead and send them flying off the boxes. 𝐿 follows up very proficiently already now. PeterBot, though, pressure comes from the third-party shots from behind as well as the team in front of him, so has to go in full reset here for a second. But no worries. You have someone like 𝐿 here to back you up. There goes the finish.
It's almost crazy to think about that with so many competitors in this lobby, some still fighting for that consistency leaderboard, that it almost is determined by, does PeterBot, 𝐿, and Ritual rotate near you? Do they see you? Because that's a fight that more times than not, they are going to try to take. We've seen some teams, some individuals slow them down, force them to disengage. They live to tell the tale, but not too many players today have been able to say they can do just that.
Well, hopefully the wrong team doesn't end up near them, because there are teams that we're seeing, like 𝐿's team and Magma, Josh here, who still have a chance if they can stay alive to the end game here. Ozone, Azteca, Golden, take a look at this. Alongside Void and Ozone do good work there, taking out Smiling. We knew the Seaport City, that fight always ends up going one way or another. Back on over to Void's team, though. They're watching PeterBot's trio take another fight at the mountain across, and they want to get their heals. They're trying to wait this storm line out so they can have the high ground. They're really banking on this pull in this way.
I was
excited to see if they end up getting it.
I don't know if they know PeterBot and them are over on the other side of the mountain, but you saw how they dropped back further into zone and then dropped the med miss. Exactly that. They just wanted to make sure there was no chance anybody was going to look over and see that med miss, because that would have instantly made them a target as 𝐿 continues to clean house. That's their, I believe, 14th elimination of the game, or somewhat close to it, maybe 11, but there we go. It's the replay. That probably was their 14th, and that was their journey to pick up those eliminations.
I was going to say, even before the replay played, I was about to make the comment that I don't know if I'm watching a replay. Like, they are just continuously going. Every time we jump onto them, it's like an elimination is unfolding. It's so quick. It makes it look like a highlight reel. Curve, Tyler, and Shadow, though, have managed to avoid that storm on the other side. But look, all eyes on 𝐿 right now. Even Ritual's finding his eliminations here. He's at 3 as well. This team breaking the 12 mark now. Wait, my math is way off. They're at 4. Is that 14? Yeah.
Yeah, it was the I'm telling you, it was the replay that got us both in that moment.
I'm telling you.
That's the highlight reel. Look at the little edit course going. This is just confidence. He knows he has his spot secured. He almost feels like there was no world that he wasn't going to qualify. And like I said before, it's making a statement time for PeterBot. It's not all about winning. It's about being the undisputed best, and not even for just Central, not even for North America, for Fortnite in general.
3,000 damage above the threshold. They know they've qualified. They have full control of the height here. He's burning the material because he just can for fun. And he knows the storm's coming as well. So this is all for good measure. And again, if you are in the running for qualifying right now through consistency, you're happy PeterBot's doing what he's doing as long as you're hiding right now.
𝐿's just staggering back. He knows a couple players are still deep in the zone, and they're immediately just looking back there. But 𝐿 takes a little bit of a shot. Still not enough to start to boot the confidence. Players all around just trying to use this opportunity, but it pulls all the way north in that direction again. So a good portion of the lobby is going to have to rotate over towards Brutal Boxcars, but the saving grace is there's no more mountains, or at least not in the next zone.
Well, here it goes. Down and around. This is coming straight into flat territory now. Everyone's gonna pretty much get a little bit of a reset here for the setup at the Brutal Boxcars. Take a look at the highlight, though. While the rotate's happening, guess who got a 3-piece for his hard efforts? That's 1, that's 2, and then the 3rd just to clean it up. And that throws them ever so closer to 20 eliminations. They are virtually knocking on the door of a 30 elimination game. Can they do it? in a finals group stage lobby. Let's see it. Wait a second, though. Gotta be careful. That's a team that can qualify here.
They're already inside of the bubble. That's a big down on the G Money. That one quickly gets cleaned up by 𝐒𝐔. And he was in that same situation not too long ago with PeterBot knocking at the door. As he's going to take a full 1v3 by himself. Jumps down from above. Big shot's going to be landed on the first. And finally reinforcements come in. 𝐒𝐲 is ready to shake things up. It's basically a race between 𝐒𝐲 and PeterBot for eliminations. They look at it as a mini game with inside of the game, and they know they're stuck in brutal boxcars. There's not even space. Everybody crashed down as 𝐒𝐲 finds another one. He's trying to breathe. 𝐿𝐴 goes down, and he's just hovering over the opponent. Breaks into the box. Finally, a moment to breathe here with a good shot on 𝐒𝐲. That's going to slow things down, but only for a short moment.
There goes the Siphon to keep him alive and healthy in the game here. Back to 100. Kneecapper giving the high ground. They're like, all right, had a little too much fun down there. That was pretty close. And they come up to high ground for the reset. And, you know, you thought we would have seen them up here maybe in game 1. You say, nah, maybe in game 2. But no, it took all the way to game 5 before Cold, Ritual, and PV go for high ground in the end here. Just to flex a little bit, but for Sid and Bryce, right? G Monster was one of the few to fall there to the hands of PeterBot right now. Not few, one of the many, I should say. So it's all the more closer for them. Look at this, points here as well onto Tyler, Shadow, and Curve, right? They're just trying to hold on for this end game. And Jacob, I'm still seeing 35 players alive, so it's like 2 different games.
Yeah. And down below, you can see everybody scare, Edgy, Chance, Champs, 𝐞𝐲. They're all trying to get the front side of the zone. They're trying to stay away from getting stuck behind as Ritual claims another one. Stacks now is on that list, sent back to the lobby. 442. Remember, this is the team that was the line. They were 10th place. They started at 141, so they know they cannot make any mistakes. Ozone without gold, and at least he has Void trying to tarp to the front side of the zone. This gives him an opportunity here to slow things down. Looked back for any opportunities, but most of the next zone is looking like it's going back up towards that mountain.
See, but they've done good. They've made it past that 200-point threshold, so I think they should be feeling pretty confident, but you never really know, right? Pressure still on to go ahead and survive here. 12 teams remaining now. PeterBot's team at 20 eliminations here and counting as they're working their way down the lobbies now. Meanwhile, on the bottom right-hand corner, you see Ozone sliding his way to the front side of zone, just trying to stay alive here, trying to find himself a little moment to breathe here.
Staying away from all that chaos, doesn't want to stagger back at any moment, but PeterBot continues to go after hunting on elimination after elimination. Drops down yet again. They separate one, almost box him up, but he gets coned off. Doesn't want to take the risk to continue to fight that. Separates himself and immediately looks down to put pressure. 𝐒𝐲 takes down 𝐿𝐴. That just leaves one player of that trio alive to try to keep themselves inside of the consistency bubble.
Yeah, they're trying to jump their way up. There it is. Curve falls as well. So 𝐒𝐲 is really getting busy right now. Tyler finds Ozone there. Those are the points he needed. And I think he might have did enough. He's at 195, but Noisy, Creon, Tony just trying to make the final stretch here. They're starting to gas out, though. No more mats as they go straight into the tunnel. Will that even be the right decision? I can't tell you. The zone can go either which way, but one thing's for certain. No one is safe from the hands of PeterBot here. He is still finding eliminations. They're also out of gas. They're at the very end, waiting for any chance here. Onto Magma they go. Another elim comes through, and that's it. PeterBot tries to find his way around. Can he get a little siphon tip? No, it's not enough. Meanwhile, Cold is sort of leading this pack here. And look who's at the top, Jacob. Just a 3-man team and a dream.
That is a big win for Tony, Noisy, and Creon. They were in that consistency. They were the line, but they took it one step